Hello and welcome, members of the Wonderverse. I'm Hannah,
And I'm producer Nick.
and you're listening to episode 48 of Into the Wonderverse, your one and only source into all things Scarlet Witch and friends. Hi, hello. It's been a while.
It's been another 6 weeks.
Bonjour, ciao, arrivederci, all of the above.
Apologies as well.
Yeah, life has I promise we will be back on schedule now, and we have some great content coming for you. We are back. I've seen your messages. Thank you so much for all of the sweet messages you've sent, how much you've missed us. We have a bunch of exciting things for you today, and I promise more good interviews are coming. We are back. We keep saying that, but we are back.
Yeah, it's been a few, like 2026 has been a bit busy, life stuff. I'm sure Hannah has alluded to as much elsewhere,
Nick's
but
been having an amazing year where everything's happening for him, and I've been having one of the worst years of my life. But it's fine. Okay, so there's been so much news over the month, so I'm only going to cover what is very recent in news on merch updates. I have been covering them over on my TikTok, and so if I missed something, I probably covered it elsewhere. But I'm gonna give a massive shout out to one of our favorite comic artists, Peach. Okay, now has a range of t-shirts at Hot Topic, including one with the Scarlet Witch on. They are relatively affordable. They're like $29 for a t-shirt, which in this day and age is not bad. The Scarlet Witch one is off the shoulder and pink and features one of Peach's comic covers. We love Peach here. We're
Peach
massive Peach
Momoko, yeah.
fans.
Peach Momoko,
Yeah.
yeah. Is honestly her X-Men Ultimate X-Men run is just all timer. So yeah.
And I'm just so happy to see her getting merch. I have the t-shirt on the way from a very, very kind friend of mine, and I'm just so excited to wear it all the time. Be aware that the sizes are girls' sizes, as in I believe they're teen-ish range, but they do have an adult woman. They're listing them as girl sizes rather than women's sizes, but there is an adult model wearing the t-shirt in the picture, which makes it a little bit confusing. But just be aware of that. Read the measurements when you're ordering your size.
Can I wear one?
I think you might struggle with an off-the-shoulder size. There are definitely. Unfortunately, this one is aimed at girls. There are some of Peach's designs are more aimed at boys. I wish that they would do the t-shirts more unisex, but they did not this time. I want to give a massive shout out to the Bodega Boys, who make the most stunning Marvel pins. They have a Lego WandaVision pin coming out. I contacted them to ask a release date. They don't have a release date or a pre-order yet, but I wanted to point you guys their way. They're over on Instagram. The pin is super cute. They have some great other Marvel pins, including a Spider-Man one that you can order. This isn't an ad or anything. I just think their pins are cool, and we love to support a Marvel small business on this channel.
I do like the
I also
Spider-Man
want.
one. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I did not mean for that laugh to sound as fake as it did. I'm just getting back into being recorded. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
nervous.
Hint, hint, nudge,
I
nudge. 3 weeks after my birthday, but yeah, no, that's okay.
And I also, while we're talking, want to remind everybody that we're only about a month out now from House of Harkness being released in a physical copy. We never got physicals because it was a Marvel Unlimited original. And this comic run is one of my favorites. I've done nothing but hype it up. I'm so excited for it to get a physical run. And we need salespeople if we want a continuation or, an animated show. Demand, demand, demand. So pre-order the heck out of this. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it from Waterstones in the US. I've forgotten what your main Barnes and Noble. I was like, what's the mainstream bookstore in the US? But
Amazon.
Barnes and Noble is their bricks and mortar.
Yeah, but isn't Barnes and Noble owned by Amazon?
I have no idea. I don't think Waterstones is. Anyway, pre-order the book, buy the book. It's a graphic novel. It's a super easy read. Yes, it skews younger, but it's got young Agatha, it's got young Wanda. It's one of my favorites. I love it. The art is amazing. Please go and order it for more original Wanda stories. Let's be having it, you know? And then our final little piece of merch news is that Wanda and Agatha are both featured in the new Topps Finest cards for this year. they're both it's old Agatha, which is always love to see more old Agatha merch, and then the David Nakamura cover of Wanda in her not Steve Orlando, Russell Donovan costume. And it's stunning, so pick them up. Um and then we didn't get to see it, but at the Marvel Upfronts, they played the Vision Quest trailer and announced that it will be releasing. We don't know if it's going to release all as one or if it will be an episodal release, but at least the first episode will release on October 14th this year, which is
I I
about.
I think the wording for me sounds like it will be an episode week by week thing. Just
I
purely
think it
based
makes more
on
sense because it'll be. I've heard it leads directly into Doomsday.
yeah, and I think it's also like a Daredevil and I mean the only Marvel show that really got all out at once was Echo, and Vision Quest I think is a bit more higher up on the priority
Well,
list than
Wonder
Echo.
Man all came out on the
Wonder
same day
Man
as
also
well.
got bit yeah, but isn't like that all isn't it called like a it's like a Marvel like an off brand or
Spotlight project.
spotlight project, yeah. But Vision Quest isn't that, so
And it sounds so. The description that we got of the trailer from people that saw it at the Marvel Upfront is that you had White Vision watching scenes from the MCU and saying that while he has Vision's face, he doesn't have his like personality or memories. And the trailer heavily featured James Spader's Ultron, both in human form and in like Ultron form. And
yeah.
there was an image of Tommy on the it's all taking place in kind of inside Vision's mind palace, from what we understand, which I think makes a lot of sense as a continuation of WandaVision to have this kind of surrealist take. And I'm so excited. I think it has such a strong cast of people behind it. And I think that us all knowing Tommy's gonna be in it and not, obviously they tried really hard to keep Billy hush hush. I think that I think it's better to just acknowledge Tommy almost from the out so that the intrigue around the show isn't entirely based on its kind of Maximoff ties. Because I
Yeah.
think it sounds like they've put together a really interesting concept for a show, and I'm really hyped to see it.
Yeah. No, yeah. It does
And I
sound like a
love
really good
James
old
Spader,
concept.
so
I love Spader. Oh,
apparently he has a beard as Human Ultron. Just
oh, that's cool.
facts and facts and tea. The Lizard King himself. Um, I also just wanted to briefly mention that unfortunately Jacob Kamaji has passed away. He's a Wanda artist who, well, he's not just a Wanda artist, but a Marvel artist. And he's done some amazing work on a bunch of different comic runs, and we're just sorry to see him go.
Oh, that's really sad.
Yeah, there's the tribute in the new Wiccan and Hulkling comic that we're going to be discussing today.
That'll be next week, wouldn't it? Oh, because that's literally just come out.
I mean, oh, I've read it. You've
Oh,
not read it? Okay,
I
we'll talk
have
about it
not
next
read it
week.
because it's literally just come out.
It came
Yeah,
out on Wednesday, Nick. Chop chop.
it's Thursday now. It's one day. Give me a
To
little
be
bit of
fair,
time.
I read it right before we got on call because I had read the other ones. But yeah, it's a beautiful Pride run, and I guess it'd be make more sense to discuss it during Pride Month. When it's Pride Month, do you just have to let me be right the whole month?
When is Pride Month? Next month.
June.
Is it June?
The
Is it?
homophobia of you not knowing that it's
It
Pride Month next month.
yeah. It's clearly some. Yeah, sure. Go with that. Tell people that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay. You can get me back at some point. Anyway, so do
Okay,
you
sure.
look? Um, we are going to talk about the first 6 issues of Sorcerer Supreme. We did discuss the first issue way back when we were first like talking about things this year, but I think that we're just going to go over the whole thing as one. But something very very exciting that we have to talk to you about is that we were actually able to ask Steve Orlando, who of course is the writer of most Scarlet Witch runs that have come out in the past few years, some questions. He's not here to like he did answer them via email, but Nick, do you want to be Steve and I will be myself asking the question?
Sure. So basically, what happened was, I get a message from Hannah at like 3 in the morning, basically with a screenshot of Steve Orlando basically opening the floor for 25 hours for questions about anything. And Hannah at 3 a.m. is like, knit, 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 like that. So I wake up at, a
Because
normal
it was Blue
time.
Sky, which I don't have. I don't have a Blue Sky account, and it
Yeah,
will
it
not
was
let
on
me
Blue Sky.
create one.
I have a Blue Sky account, but I woke up to about 25,000 messages from Hannah basically
It
telling
was not.
me
It was like two messages. He's
what I
being
was
such a drama
doing
king.
and asking me to basically ask Steve Orlando. So I asked him if he would come on. Now he has said no. He has said no to coming on.
You
Um,
didn't have to air this out. We could have just pretended like
no, 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 because I
we
want to
should
go. I
just
want to
tell
go.
like
This is
such
a whole. No,
losers.
this is a whole thing. So basically, he said he declined, very much similar to how Russell Dortmund declined when we first originally started. I don't know if you remember, but we did a kind of a question and answer format with Russell Dortmund in like our fifth episode or something, way back. And
Hmm.
so Steve Orlando, declined, but and then opened the door. I said, "Do you mind if we drop you some questions in your DMs and answer them back?" And he so kindly said yes. So Hannah sent over. We sent over 5 questions, and he's given these answers back. And we've opened the door to him, and we said, "Look, we got Russell Dortmund on, and actually had a really great question.
Friend of the pod. Friend of the pod,
Friend of the
Russell.
pod, Russell. Hi, Russell. If you're listening, um, we had Russell on. It was an amazing chat and what have you. We would love, if you change your mind, come on. We'd love to have you on the podcast and have a chat.
If you change your mind,
If
baby,
you,
I'm still free.
yeah, ABBA will be ringing out across the airwaves.
I will perform the whole of Mamma Mia for you if you would like, Steve. I'm always ready. Or Wicked. I'm good to go on either.
Um, so if you want to hear Steve Orlando have an actual conversation with us, you'll need to be very nice to him and basically say that you would love to
Please,
hear
guys,
him
be
talk.
nice.
Be nice, be nice. Because like I'm honestly really grateful that he answered these questions, and
And
I
he
am
gave really good
hoping
answers.
he did give very good answers, which we'll go through in a second. But like how we got Russell on very early on in the show to do a question answer format, but eventually we actually had a proper full on conversation with him. We would love to be able to chance to do the same with Steve. So that can only happen if the listeners encourage and basically be nice and just say you'd love to have him actually do a proper
Lay your
interview.
pitchforks down,
Because
people. And
we are
so
the
that we can
world's
have
only
both
Scarlet Witch
Scarlet Witch podcast.
podcast. Well done, Hannah.
Um, yeah, thank you. But and also if there's someone you guys want us to interview, tag them, like let them know about the podcast. Like I'm open to interviewing anyone you guys want to hear from. I will reach out, I will do my best, but we're only a small, teeny tiny, and I'm a tiny fish in a massive marble pond. So if you want to hear from someone, you got to let them know that
Yeah,
like we're here and that you'd like to hear from us.
yeah.
I'm going to
Even
be me. These are
yes,
my questions, and then Nick is
yes.
going to be Nick was Russell last time, and now you have the honor of being Steve. Like you've been everyone.
Well, thing is, like,
Um,
we actually interviewed Russell, and my impression of Russell was really bad. So I'm interested to see
well,
what this one ends up being
I
like.
think just be yourself, but like inhabit the spirit of Steve.
Okay, I think I can do that.
Okay, so these are my 5 questions. Obviously, I have a million more, and he did say he prefers not to answer like too specifically Scarlet Witch questions, so I kept these more general. Okay. Do you have a favorite Marvel storyline of all time?
That's really hard to say. West Coast Avengers was the first comic I ever read. I follow the 1990s tentpoles, the chain of X-Men events in the blue and gold era, and of course the saga we all call Clone. And then years later, Years for Extinction seeded a rebirth of my love for Marvel. But behind it all, I was and always have been a Kirby follower, so I have to say the initial Kirby Eternals run as my favorite, if not one of my favorites. But I love Planet X and Here Comes Tomorrow. I love Annihilation. I love Busiek and Perez Avengers run. The list runs long.
Is there any Marvel character you've yet to write for that you'd really like to?
The answer to this is usually Jim Hammond, the Human Torch, and that's the answer still. But I've written him in Astonishing Avengers. It just wasn't enough. The same could be said for Captain Universe, but I wrote him in that run too, where we developed the concept into Captain Beyond. It's a deep cut, but I love Arcus, the Golden Age Vision. I've never written the Eternals though, or the Humans beyond Black Bolt, so there is a currently top of the list. Oh, an Ultra Girl, a major victory.
3. If Wanda was going to have a pet like Bats the dog, what pet do you think she would have?
I think between Bats and the two sarcastic states, she's got her hands full at the moment. Not to mention, she just gave Amaranth one of the most chaotic puppies in the history of the realm. And even the Never Queen appeared on her shoulder in the form of an owl, the symbol for knowledge. I think if Wanda took a pet of her own, it's an easy answer, but I could see her as a pit bull owner. Like Wanda, they're subject to wild mischaracterizations and assumptions. They're blamed for things that weren't their fault, and but they're loyal and powerful. There's a narrative there that she would identify with, and it'd be a rescue, no question.
You got to cross Darcy over from the MCU into the comics. Is there a storyline you'd like to write for her?
I love to follow her studies of magic as she runs Emporium in Kill. Darcy is a strong-willed character who doesn't let her bullshit slip past her. I think her raw perspective and unwillingness to suffer fools and games will make her an interesting player in the magic sphere. But also she's true to her word, so I'd love to see her stepping up for people in Kill or anyone who comes through the last door if she's able to fix it. Darcy's journey, I think, is not unlike Wanda's. She's hit rock bottom. She climbed back or is climbing back. What next for her is to pay it forward, and God help anyone who tells her otherwise.
And finally, have you seen Agatha all along and would you like to explore the Agatha Death relationship?
I have, though I had to wait to ensure what's been happening in Wanda's book stays unique. I think there's something interesting to explore with Agatha and Death for sure. Death in the Marvel Universe isn't exactly like the one in the MCU, nor is Agatha, so I think interpreting how the characters overlap and diverge would be fun. But also, Agatha is over 10,000 years old. She's clearly had run ins with Death in the past that we've never seen, and I think tracing their relationship, such as it is, over the centuries of life would be an absolute blast.
So, thank you so much again to Steve for giving us such detailed and interesting answers to my questions. I'd love to ask you some more if you ever feel like answering them.
Given me
And
more reading material. I think if anything out of that, it's given me a lot more reading material.
I need a Death and Agatha like anthology of like them meeting over the years like so badly, and I need like some really stunning artwork for it.
I
Like
mean, like we just recently had Russell Dortman's interpretation of the Agatha All Along trilogy,
don't
haven't we?
those though Russell Dontman's individual like if I'm gonna hype up anything, it's gonna be Russell's series of the Coven on Instagram. I was in his comments begging for a series of postcards. So if you guys want to like that comment and just really show him there's demand for that, I would really appreciate it because I just feel like my wall could really do
Yeah. So
with
Russell,
those
if
postcards.
you're listening, we're really sorry about the deluge of DMs you're about to get.
Literally, I had to stop myself from going on like just making a video where I'm like, everyone, can you just go and like make Russell do this? Which like but I think this is a really good transition into obviously Steve is the current writer for the Sorcerer Supreme run, which is now at 6 issues, and I believe has already been renewed past 10 issues, which is amazing because comic books these days really struggle to get past those first 10 issues. Or like, and so I'm just really excited to see where this is going. Um, the premise of the book is obviously that Wanda has taken over as the Sorcerer Supreme, but she was not chosen by the Vishanti. She was chosen by the cloak and the eye themselves, which I think is a very interesting concept to begin with. I think as my overarching opinions on the first 6 issues, I think that it does explore some really interesting quandaries, which I love, such as like these objects that do have a life of their own. How much agency do they have, and how seriously should they be taken? I love that some of the questions surrounding, I love that we have some conversations between like how Wanda feels about some relationships in her life. And I do enjoy seeing some of the Doctor Strange side characters make their way into Wanda's book. How do you feel kind of overarching as a whole about the first 6 issues, Nick?
First off, I think the art by Bernard Chang. I just want to give shout outs because I don't know if we're going to be able to get we can't get fully into the art in here, but like it's some of the art is in here is actually astonishing. Um, like I don't know, like it's really hard to explain. There's the realm that Chthon is in, like the way that
Hmm.
looks. is really cool. I love how Dormammu is done. Like some of the battle stuff is just really, 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 really cool. So yeah, like, I'm honestly like really, really impressed by Bernard Chang's art in this. I think it's honestly stunning. I
Agatha
think
has a new outfit towards the end, which was such a chef's kiss to me, that updo as well.
it
And
was, yeah.
loved it.
I'm gonna
Loved it.
gonna try and find it. So I've got like the
I
issues in
think
front of
it's
me,
in
so I'm just
issue
finding it.
6, or it might be the end of issue 5, but like that new Agatha look, I was like, serve.
So
So the first issue, which we already covered, is kind of just an introduction to what we've already just said. It's very much about the fact that Wanda has taken over. Wong is not thrilled to have her
he's not
in
happy.
the Sanctum. No, he's really not happy, and a lot of people aren't happy. We see her taking down Dormammu kind of in one fell swing, and there is some discussion around people not enjoying the way that she wields her magic and the way that she is wielding the title of Sorcerer Supreme, in that she's being kind of, I mean, she's being chaotic about it when she's, uses chaos magic.
Yeah.
And um basically, in response to their lack of interest in Wanda as a Sorcerer Supreme, the Vishanti summon Agatha Harkness and make her their own Sorcerer Supreme champion, using the fact that they shielded her from the fall of Atlantis to kind of say that she has to. Agatha says that she will fight Wanda, but she won't kill her, which
Yeah,
is,
that was an interesting thing. Like it was, how are you going to make Agatha and Wanda fight each other was like a really interesting like develop like plot development, I think, because like at the end of the day these characters go way 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 back. And like how are you actually going to have these characters kind of like fight each other or like
I mean, they
come
were
to
fighting each
blows?
other in the last run too.
Yeah. And this
I
and this
think that
one
the
it was like,
MCU has influenced Agatha in that way, because I
yeah.
was looking at some old panels recently and I was getting a little bit emotional when Agatha was kind of implying that Wanda was like a daughter to her. And obviously, we saw Wanda call Agatha her Aunt Agatha a lot over the years. And so, I think obviously with Agatha being young, that dynamic has shifted quite dramatically, but I do miss it a little bit.
It has ended up in a really good place though, come issue 6 though. Like
Yeah, and she's
it
looking a little bit older again.
yeah, she's looking a bit older, she's a bit more white. She's on like Wanda's like council. And
Hmm.
like I thought that was really nice. And like Wanda like not fighting her with like the intention of like beating her into submission. It's more like fighting her to defend and to figure out what's going on.
Hmm.
I really thought that was an interesting way of doing things. I like the I do like the villain stuff in this. I think was pretty cool. Having the was it Cleo after the Agatha thing, it was like Cleo and Dormammu.
Flea and Dormammu in the other dimension. I just
Yeah.
briefly need to say, as you guys know, I'm such a Madeline Pryor shooter. Like, I love her, and she stays having like always so unlucky. Like the fact that the way Wanda like defeats her is she's like, if you try to come for me, I will take away all your memories of raising your son. And I'm like, Wanda, can Madeline ever catch a break? She will be wearing the most iconic outfit ever, and then someone will be like, right, Madeline, it's time to suffer. I
Yeah.
just love her so deeply. And if there's one character who just like always gets served the absolute worst lot, it's Madeline Pryor.
Yeah, when Wanda said that, I was like, "Whoa, chill,
I will never
chill."
ever forgive Chris Claremont for what he did to her. Like ever. If you and I will never ever 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 give up my beef against Scott Summers. Ever. It's on site for life, because what do you mean you left your wife and newborn child to chase your supposedly dead girlfriend?
Cyclops
Like,
gonna do
no.
what Cyclops wants to do, really, isn't he?
It's literally like my beef is never ending with that man. But Madeline does use it as a PR opportunity, which good for her.
Yeah, as the
Basically,
Goblin
when
Queen.
yes, she's everything to me. Genuinely, I would read a Madeline solo series for sure. Queen of Limbo. There are some really great fights in this. I loved the conversation between Wanda and Clea when she talks about envying the fact that Clea is getting to raise Donna and see this early stages of development, and talks about the complexity within the comics surrounding her relationships with Billy and Tommy, and also Tommy specifically his struggles. Because I think with the way things are in the MCU, because of the way that they've done the storyline in the MCU, which is slightly different from the comics, in the obviously Tommy Billy's soul left Westview and went straight into like Billy's body rather than like him being a reincarnation that grew up. It's a little bit different. And so I think that her reminding the audience of the complexity of that relationship was important because of the differences that are in the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
And
I don't
I've
know
been
any about
asking
that.
over and over again for them to talk about Wanda's relationships a little bit more and to delve more into that. Um, I still the fact that we're so many years on and we still don't have a definitive answer or seem to be chasing an answer to the "who's the daddy" question will always frustrate me, and it is my greatest marvel, can we get an answer on that? Um,
Do you
but
really
I
need an
d
answer to that?
well, I just need them to just say I need the retcon gun to point right back at Wanda and Pietro and just bring Magneto back. Like, I'm tired. I did enjoy in the older Scarlet Witch run the family gimmick we were running with Polaris and Quicksilver. I need the House of M to be strong again. I need the Magnet family to just we need to go back to our roots, to tradition.
Okay.
Reject modernity, embrace tradition.
Okay. Okay.
That's how I just personally feel. Do you not feel that way?
The I think the so where am I looking at? So the Clio issue was issue 5.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um I think that was a really, really good issue. I think the big dog thing that the Dormammu had, that was pretty cool. Um and then Bats kind of fighting with, well, defending the little girl was cool. Really, really cool.
Yes. I'm glad to see that they're acknowledging that this is a Sorcerer Supreme run, and thus we should have supporting characters from like the Steven's universe. I believe that Wanda is set to cross over into Steven's current run
Yes,
um
I've heard that.
right now. So I'm excited to see how that goes as well, which I think maybe is coming out next week. I can't remember. So we might discuss that as well, depending on whether or not it's come out.
I'm gonna have to read
But
that run now as well.
I don't. Is it now where I just acknowledge I don't read the whole run, I just read the part Wanda's in? I'm being so
I
for
have
real
to
with
read the
you.
whole run. I'm a proper completist.
Well, like, just a little healthy tip if you didn't know. Russell has let us know that if you'd like to see a little bit more of his Wanda, maybe you should check out the Superman Spider-Man run.
Oh yeah,
Just
no,
saying.
yep, just it was that was a little hint, and I don't think it has anything to do with Wanda. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Cheeky,
Um,
cheeky.
cheeky, cheeky.
I overall, I think that this has a little bit more direction than the Scarlet Witch and Vision run. I would say that the
Yes,
storyline has been more consistent and coherent
yes.
than we've had in the past.
She has a lot more.
And I'm
Wanda has a lot more to do as well. Obviously, she's the Sorcerer Supreme, but she has a lot more to do. And I think
and she's
her
getting a new love interest, which I have been banging on about. I wish he didn't have a bowl cut. Like, why?
what's this guy's name? He's like a Earl or something. Like what is he?
He's blonde as well. I just
He's
don't know if Wanda should go for a blonde.
yeah. Like what's with that?
Obviously, I'm a diehard for Wanda Simon. Um, and everybody knows this about me. I think it's interesting that they went so hard on WandaVision in the Wanda and Vision run, where we literally saw them have a life together. I don't know if that was them closing the chapter. It now feels like maybe that was them closing that chapter forever?
So
Question mark.
this is Turin the Quantum Mancer, the Sorcerer Supreme of the Quantum Realm. So yeah,
You
I mean,
sound so thrilled about that. Is it the bowl cut that's really doing you in as well?
I don't know. He looks a what does he look like?
A Ponce? He looks like he would wear Nikes and like a puffer jacket.
honestly, like, yeah, I want to talk more about um issue 6 though. So with
Okay,
issue 6, right? Like we have her like we have this thing called the Extinction King has escaped. But you also got Nightmare kind of comes crawling out of the woodwork, and
I
you have
love a
this.
little bit of Nightmare Me,
Yeah,
and obviously Summonus, who was on her team, and we were like, "Hello,
I like
what are
him.
you?"
I've
I
never
know,
come
but
across him before. I like the guy.
obviously this is a bit of a crossover with Billy's Witches Road Run, which I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping up with. Um,
Is he in that? Somnus is in that.
I think so. I haven't read it.
So I
I'm the
probably
first to admit when I haven't read something.
I think I probably will read Billy's run if
Well, you
Somnus is
can
in it because I
update
like
us
it.
if you read it.
Okay, for next week I'll read the Doctor Strange run
I
and
mean,
the.
that's a really good thing for you to do for Pride Month.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure.
Nick's
Yeah.
for the girls and the gays, everyone.
Yeah, so like this kind of like little interaction between Nightmare, Somnus, and Wiccan, before Wanda show even then Wanda shows up. I love the way Nightmare looks in this. I love like the weird crap he does with Wiccan and Somnus. There's like
Hmm.
4 panels where like he like messes with their heads. It's like proper like horror imagery. It's like EC Comics imagery going
It's a
on.
little bit reminding me of the 1994 Scarlet Witch run.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Um
really loved. I really loved it. I like this is maybe my favorite issue so far was issue 6, I think.
I think this is my favorite issue, yeah. Because you get Nightmare here, and then we get uh these like it says our father laid with that hurricane witch, that primal force, and from that union came Morris and I, the night terrors. And these two creatures, like the design of them, it just absolutely love the design of them, like the sheer scale of them, and how like they're interacting with the fight scene and stuff. I think they're really, really quite cool. Obviously they're
Well,
like
this is the
horrific
kind of
creatures, but like like that. There's like full page art.
I love when Wanda, it's what some of the things I love from Witches Road when we delve into the dark and the absurd and the kind of the horror and witchy imagery is one of my favorite things to do with Wanda because I feel
Yes.
like a lot of the Marvel universe is very cosmic and like very space themed, and I don't care about space that much. Controversial opinion. It's why I don't care
Controversial.
for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
Stay
careful
out there.
now. Careful.
The people should know the truth. It's why I can't really get into the Captain Marvel films because I just don't care. I love
I'm just gonna
Carol
leave that
Wentworth
there.
on
I'm just gonna
Earth.
leave that there to let the people like start grinding their pitchforks.
It's
Um,
okay. I've said so many times that like I would kick Baby Groot. Like I don't care.
so with this kind of issue, right? This issue with like delving more into like the horror and like the witches stuff, right? Like I got thinking about. See, I don't know if you're aware, right? So Image Comics back in 2014 did a 6 issue run called Witches. It's spelled with a Y. So this is Scott Snyder and Jock. Scott Snyder has ended up doing like the absolute Batman run that's kind of like
Mhm.
blowing
Yeah.
all comic book records and all that kind of stuff. Now they ran this like 6 issue series called Witches, and it's one of the best like horror
I think I've read
comics
it.
ever.
I feel like I've read it, or at
Yeah,
least I've seen pages from it for sure in my comic reading. I do feel like I've come across it, and
yeah,
I just really like that this issue 6
yeah,
felt like it was doing something a little bit new, a little bit different because we did get to a very kind of episodal space with Wanda in some of the other stuff which we talked about where it was very okay, this is a villain, another villain of the week, we're doing this now. Whereas I definitely feel like this is kind of a new direction for Wanda, and I have really really liked especially issue 6, and I'm very interested to see where we go from
yeah.
here.
It seems like it's setting up the Extinction King and like to go kind of be this like bigger bad through the time through the rest of these issues. Um, but yeah, no, I'm really like this little fight between Nightmare and Wiccan and Somnus. I think was really cool. We have this like kind of bit at the end where Agatha shows up with a new look.
A brand new iconic fit. Really, really good. One for the ages, I'd say.
And she's like taking her place amongst the council, Wanda's council, and then we have this last panel, which is like the London sanctum, the sanctum sublimum, um, and this dude gets full on like just disintegrated is the best word, like
Mm-hmm.
black holed. Is that kind of the word?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate.
Which is I mean, it's quite a horrific like little image. This dude
Mm-hmm.
just getting like sucked up like that. Um,
Yes.
yeah. Oh man, almost a more the necropsy.
Yeah, I like set stakes. My hopes and dreams for the rest of the run, especially if we're continuing past 10 issues, is still I would love a definitive answer to the question, what does Wanda want now? Not just as Sorcerer Supreme, but in her personal life. What are her like I hope that if we're going to explore a new relationship for her because we made a lot of steps forward when she was with um Brother Voodoo and we took 10 steps back. I really want to know what are her personal goals outside of like being the Scarlet Witch. I would like to kind of develop these character relationships the way that they've been going on. I loved the talk between her and Klee. I loved like I'll tease a little bit, but like I liked the conversations that were happening with her and her kids in what the Wiccan and Hulkling moment, and I want to continue. And I would love for Quicksilver to be able to continue to come back to the forefront in comics in general. And if that just happens through Wanda, like I'm fine with it because I love to see them together. I'm happy with the direction that we're taking in terms of like actual storylining. But let's focus on an overarching arc. Let's do some. Wanda has all this power. She's in a state of like she's forgiven herself for House of M. We've moved past House of M, which is great because there was so many years where
It's,
that was just it.
it was like 22 years ago.
So I my main goal for her as a character at this point is for us to move on and like what's next for Wanda in terms of what does she want and need and how can being Sorcerer Supreme help her achieve it? And is this long term? Like, I'm curious how long this goes on, and if she is no longer Sorcerer Supreme, what will that mean for her? You know, um, I think those stakes need to be established, but I'm hopeful for the direction of the comic at this time.
Do you have any idea how this is doing, like sales wise? Is that
Uh,
something we have an idea? Let
I
me look it up.
I don't read the stats to be honest,
No, I'm just
because
kind of curious because like if it must be doing kind of well because it's gone up to 10 issues you said. Um, yeah, it's a bit interesting. I don't know.
I don't think it's charted, but I don't think many Marvel comics are
Top
charting at the
54.
moment.
So it was in the top 50. So acecomics.co.uk have it number 17 of the best comics of March. So that was issue 4. Um, Comic Book Revolution, April 2026, comic book sales rankings. Let's have a look. What have we got? Sales. Da-na-na-na. Not really find anything. Big events. Hasbro. Spawn, Marvel. So it's really interesting for everybody involved.
It's
Um,
okay. We can always fast forward you through this part.
yeah, like it'd be like a sound effect of me like I mean, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because it requires me actually doing it. Um, Sorcerer, here we go. Supreme issue 5.
I mean,
Sorcerer
I do
Supreme, here
my
we go,
bit.
right.
I
So Sorcerer Supreme issue 5 fell from the number 55 spot to the number 75 spot. Title is now dropped to the edge of the 75. It looks like the title is headed towards the dead titles walking category. Oh, okay. So this website Comic Revolution does not like the sales figures. They're basically saying that it's very snarky and very fandomy. I'm just yeah, no, that's not nice, guys. If
a
anybody
lot of
from Comic Book Revolution is listening to this, come on, really?
a lot of people ask me how they can get hold of the comics. My number one, like, if you're in the UK, subscribe to the comic through Forbidden Planet. You have to buy the most recent issue, like outright from Forbidden Planet. You can go on their website, but then for some reason it will never give you the most recent one, and obviously you have to buy the back issues. But it's how I get everything. I am just subscribed. It arrives usually the day after it was released in at my house. It comes through the post box. It's super easy, and it means that you don't have to order every individual issue. You don't get obviously every variant cover, so you have to order any variant covers you like separately. But like, that's my advice if you would like to support the comic industry. And we should support artists and the comic industry if we can. In this age of, not to be I am going to get on my soapbox. In this age of AI art, comic books are one of the most accessible traditional art forms that are being sold to us at, like, you are getting pages and pages of original art for like £2.45. Where else is that true?
Can I say an addendum to your little plea? AI slop. I'm just gonna use that addendum.
Yeah. We do not support AI here. And if you're an AI company who keeps messaging me for a partnership in my fucking Instagram DMs,
Go
I'm not
away.
interested. I never will. I will never, ever, ever shell AI slop.
Can I ask if you've seen the cover images for issues 8 and issues 9?
I haven't. I like to keep them a surprise if I can.
Okay, because I've come across them, so I was curious to know if you'd seen them. But that's
I've
fine.
seen the next issue's the cover, which has her and Cut cuddling up.
Yeah.
But
Um, Also interesting, like I mean, related to sales and stuff. Apparently, DC has like had the top spot for every single month of 2025, and then like quite a few months of 2025 as 2026 as well. But last month was the first month in ages that Marvel has got the top spot, due to the Spider-Man Superman crossover,
yeah,
which
I
Wanda will be featuring in. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Maybe, maybe, maybe.
so I think that what we should do is support comic art, support artists, especially um if you enjoy a specific artist, buy their variant cover, frame them in your home. I saw somebody with the most, I don't know, I can't remember who. I'm so sorry, I can't shout you out, but somebody finished their comic wall the other day and they had a bunch of Emma Frost covers and it looked amazing. Even if you're not the biggest fan of, art, if you're not the biggest fan of actually reading comics, buying a variant cover and putting it on your wall is supporting an artist, and I just do recommend it. Follow comic book artists on Instagram, support them, support art. Don't use AI. Is my overwhelming conclusion.
Do you wanna close off with quick thoughts on the Spider-Man trailer?
I'm excited.
Cool. I am also excited. No, shocker on that front. I don't know if I did one of my many Spider-Man rants here, but like I definitely said them in the past. Like Spider-Man really needs to do a like a street level, kind of movie. We need a street level Marvel movie with Spider-Man and all these villains. It looks like they're going in that direction, although I'm fearful with the appearance of Bruce Banner. Um, yeah, no, yeah, it looks like we're moving. We're getting some interesting director. I mean, the Daniel Destin, what's his name? Daniel Destin. Oh God, he did Shang-Chi. I can't remember the name of the full name off the top of my head. But like he's got a really good eye for action, so I'm intrigued to see what he kind of does in the Marvel machine with Spider-Man. And Tom Holland really just, I mean, he's going to play Peter Parker until. I mean, we've made the joke that Hugh Jackman's going to be playing Wolverine until he's 90, but I think Tom Holland's Sony slash Marvel contract is till he's 90. So yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm happy to be back. We will be back again next week. We'll be talking about Wonder Man. I'm going to give Nick some comic recommendations, and then we're going to talk about the show. So
Shall
it's
we?
a
Shall we?
assignment.
Shall we? Do you want to post up the comics we're gonna cover, so that our kind listeners can read along and review them with us?
Sure, I will give a brief list. And I think most people just like to hear us talk about them. I don't know if people. I feel
Oh,
like
I
people
know,
read through us.
I know, but like just because obviously people know that we're reading Sorcerer Supreme for this one, so maybe we'll send them a list for Wonder Man if you want to, listeners.
And also, if everybody could just manifest that Charles is going to win the Monaco Grand Prix for me, that would be really helpful. If everybody could just put your energy into Alex Albon not having a nightmare and Charles Leclerc winning the Monaco Grand Prix, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you.
That was way over your allocated time.
It was not. You said I could mention F1 one time per episode. I've been so good all episode.
Okay. Um.
Also, the Monaco Grand Prix exists in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, a discussion that we actually have on an episode on a recording that we really need to get back out there, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it in a few weeks' time. So, where can people find you, Hannah?
They can find me on Instagram at the Wonderverse, over on TikTok at Into the Wonderverse. I post Wonder videos almost every day. You can find me on Twitter, the Wonderverse, pretty much everywhere the Wonderverse, or just search Hannah Maximoff. What about you, Nick?
I'm on Instagram, the Film Nick, and my letterbox is also the Film Nick. Currently trying to make my way through John Sayles movies. I watched Mandalorian and Grogu yesterday. Um, and if you want to see my really short review of that, it's on Letterboxd. Um, yeah, I should be posting up more stuff on Instagram now that I actually have a desk. I'm actually working on a few like little movie video type things, but we'll see what happens with them.
Yeah, he says that all the time, so we'll just bully him, guys. Believe it when you see it. Um, Obviously, thank you to Steve again
Thank
for
you,
the
Steve.
interview.
Please come
Thank
on the
you
show if you're
to.
listening.
I don't think he is. The
Russell, if you're
lovely,
listening, get
lovely.
Steve on the show.
Thank you so much to the lovely Lily for our artwork. As always, if you do have any questions or queries for us, you can put it. There's a text function here, or just message DM me on Instagram. I'd love to hear your suggestions, your feedback. We love to hear where you're listening to us from in the world. I have a PO box. If you guys want to send us anything, whether that's a letter, whatever it is, we are always accepting mail. Music by Melody Ray Griffith. And until I see you next time, stay magical. Oh, fuck me. Fuck, that scared the absolute living daylights out of me. It was so loud. I think I'm gonna kill myself.
And there's our blooper.
I genuinely just almost vomited. I'm so sorry, Mom. I didn't mean it. I'm so scared. I'm actually so scared.
What's the matter?
It's so loud. Literally, like I. Okay, I'm serious now. That was so scary.
Okay.
Like feel like a scared gibbon.